pool fans from tuning in from around the world. My name is Derek Heath, and behind me, this is the Derby City Classic. Hundreds of pool players come every January to compete in things like banks, straight pool, one pocket, 9-ball. In front of me is a beautiful 5x10 diamond table with 16 of the greatest players on the planet, single elimination action, all competing to be the Diamond Bigfoot 10-ball challenge champion. It's going to be so exciting, and if you're ready for some high-powered pool, you have tuned into the right spot. It's time to meet the players in round one action. First up, he's a World 9-ball runner-up champion, also Las Vegas Open runner-up, 2018 Derby City Banks runner-up. He's sponsored by Mucci, KFH Group, and Kuwait Olympics. From Kuwait City, Kuwait, the Tiger. Make some noise for Omar Al-Shaheen. And his opponent needs little introduction. He is a U.S. Open champion, 7-time Turning Stone champion, 2-time Mosconi Cup MVP. He also holds the new world record straight pool high run. Winner of this very event 3 times. He's sponsored by Rasson, Kamui, Perry Hughes, and ING Freight. From Glasgow, Scotland, make some noise for the Eagle Eye, Jayson Shaw. They're lagging for the break. I'm going to send things up to the guys in the Accu-Stats booth.
Welcome again, everybody, as Accu-Stats brings you our continuing coverage of the Bigfoot Challenge. 10-ball on a 10-foot table. I'm Mark Wilson, and here alongside me with the color commentary is Bobby Chamberlain, the promoter of the Legends of Pocket Billiards. Delighted to have you here, Bobby, and tell us something to look for with Jayson Shaw.
Well, thanks, Mark. I think, like you talked about earlier, before we got on the air, you would say he's plenty warmed up. I mean, he came down to my place down in our academy down in Virginia, and he had a straight pool challenge, and he pocketed, about 9,000 balls in 5 days, and at an alarming fast rate. I would think that it's got him in stroke pretty good, and that was his idea. I don't know if he's wore out or not. He did say he's a little tired, a little sore. But he's such a champion. Now, sometimes things come in series. You see pool players really are dominant, for a short period of time. I mean, he just won the Mosconi Cup. He was the MVP. At Turning Stone, he was down several matches, never gave up. He won that. He come down to Virginia and ran 714 balls, numerous 300s, over 300 and 400. And that's really 3 big times that he's pulled his pool key out and became a winner. So I'm excited to see if it's going to be a 4th.
Well, he's won the lag. This will be an alternate the break, race to 11.
I think I'm going to look for the 6 or a 7 in the side right here and get a shot on the 1. The 7 went down. The 4 bumped the 1. So he would have been pretty much straight in. So it's something to say that it looks like maybe he's practiced his break a little bit. And
he really scaled back on the power there. You saw a little flash. It was 18.76 miles per hour. So he's very capable of hitting it mid-20s if he chooses.
I think Jayson's going to tend to be a little aggressive. I mean, he just come off of an aggressive practice schedule this last week. So I think he's going to shoot a lot more than what most people would be playing safe. I mean, he shot that like a hanger. I mean, come on. It was a good shot.
Yeah, not only that, but he also had in mind that he might get a backdoor safety should he not capture that ball. Oh, pretty shot. He's coming out full steam.
Mark, I think what you had said before, I think his confidence level is way up there. I think he's not afraid to shoot a shot. If it's got a built-in safety, it's good too.
He's the only player that I've ever watched out of the 9 years of this that ever 1 year overpowered a 10-foot table where he made it look like a 7-foot valley bar table. Never seen that before. He's a fearless shot maker, and he's committed. Once he makes his mind up, he goes with the shot. You never see him shoot a ball where he's uncertain.
Yeah, this is kind of a little difficult. It's like he wants to try to drift and go 3 rails and try to get straight to the 8, but instead of drawing around the table. Well, that's also a good move there, too. take the first rail out and go 2 rails. Now, on a 10-foot table, you would find that they play pretty conservative. They don't move the cue ball as much, so you're going to have more just a slow roll type thing and stun shots.
And just what you said right there, just stop it playing the side, not try to back it up for the corner or anything.
Well, he's looking pretty good here. I mean, not much else to do. He was literally a 1/16 of an inch off the lag from freezing the cue ball, as I had said, before we got on air. I think the opening lag was important for somebody to get out to a good start, and he's done that just now.
It's so big, the opening lag, and what it is it kind of lets your opponent know that you're for real and you're here to play and you're not backing off. But the person that wins the first rack goes on to win that set 56.4% of the time.
What is that?
So now if you get that break, and someone at his skill level on this table probably breaks and runs out about 20%. So 2 out of 10 times, the other guy's he's going to be trailing. So he's had one bad lag. Jayson's won the lag, made a nice run out, got the speed of the table, under the lights, under the people. You got momentum in like about 3 areas going on there. And then, like you said, he couldn't possibly be more confident right now. I said to him last night, I go, Jayson, think you can run 500 on this table? He goes, yeah. And he didn't hesitate.
He told me he was scheduled to come back down on the second, down to Virginia. And he wanted to play some more straight pool, and that's before he decided to come back. He had already scheduled to come back, and I said fine. And if he did come back, I think he has a chance that he can put another 6, 7, 800, maybe even ball run. I mean, I think he can put another 5 up.
Wow,
it's just not as easy as it looks,
No.
But his skill level, it does look good. And here's what I was talking about before we got on the air. You don't see many clusters. And here is a fact that all the way down table, 5 balls made it past the side and 2 balls clustered up, and the chance of that happening is very slim. So I think what he's going to try to do is try to shoot the combination and try to spin the cue ball out 2 rails and then try to shoot the 1 in the same pocket, because he has to throw this ball. So he's going to have to lose the cue ball just a little bit here. And he hung it. Watch out, cue ball. Oh, he got a little jelly there, didn't he?
Yeah, life is going good for Jayson Shaw right now.
Mark, can you explain the rules? You explained to me again. I mean, people will see, why don't you just jump over this 2 ball, even though it's a long ways? Can you explain to everybody what's going on?
No jump cues allowed. You have to jump with your playing cue. It's not a call shot game, even though Al-Shaheen pointed at the 4. The 2 and the 3 are not to be racked on the corners as we've done in past years. They're to be thrown in there randomly. Although most of the players didn't attend the player meeting last night, so they are not aware of that. But nevertheless, that is the rule.
I guess that's because of travel, I guess, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. They were certainly aware that the 8 p.m. player meeting. But anyway, I wanted to attend just because sometimes there's a little nuances I wanted to know about.
All right, well, he's kicking here. I mean, the 4's down the corner. Anything can happen here. He's going to kick it with medium speed. Oh, he missed the ball. Very surprising. No, I know that Omar played snooker back home. Other than that, I don't know much more, but I know that they said he finished finished second in the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
So the talent is definitely there. Everybody at this point, I mean, they're putting up large money, and there's only 16 players. Now, was that an invitational only where they had a small list, or anybody could put up the 1,000?
No, they want the top talent that they can get. So if player number, everybody had to apply is basically what it is, and then they select this is kind of a premier feature tournament. And
okay, so that was something that's done through Pat Fleming and his committee staff then that decides. So through Diamond, and it's done through Diamond, and so from there they select the players. I'm sure there's probably people that were. Well, there had to be more than 16 applicants.
Oh yeah,
sure.
no,
this is really prestigious with a large amount of tremendous prize fund here.
There was players on the wait list at the player meeting last night that were saying, "Hey, if these guys don't show up, I mean, does that mean I get in?" And so
that makes total sense. I mean, I could see. I mean, and like you were saying, I mean, all the events are prestigious This one kind of has a little extra stickler, being that a table is bigger. Now, I will let y'all know here as Jayson. I'm going to wait till Jayson runs out here, and I'm going to make a comment. Looks like he's doing pretty good. Pocket a 9 in the corner. Just drift down. Not the 10 ball in the same pocket. Well, you know, it's 2-0. Once he pockets his ball, and he's breaking. And that's why I said the early lead is really going to set the whole pace. And he's showing, like you were saying, it sounds like he's in stroke. I mean, I know he is. I do know that Jayson's fighting a few injuries right now. He said his left shoulder is extremely sore, and his fingers, he has 4 of his 5 fingers on his bridge finger that have blisters. So now for home folks, so that you know, the tables come in different sizes. So it's bar tables out there playing, and home tables, that kind of thing. Whatever a table is, they measure it by the playing area. And whatever the table is in the width, you times it by 2, and that's the length. So you would have, a 7-foot table is 39 wide. It's to be 78 long. Your home 8-foot tables, 44 wide, 88. Then you have an oversized 846 by 92. Now the tournament tables, the 9-foot tables that Diamond are making here for this event are 50 wide, tip to tip of the cushion, and 100 long. This table, being a 10-foot table, will be 56 by 112. It is a true foot longer. Imagine the strength of these guys. I have to set these tables up. This table will probably come in around 1,800 pounds, I would imagine.
It's a one-piece slate too, so they have a nice dolly that moves all these tables.
You need a tractor trailer for one pool table.
Yeah.
Well, look at here. I mean, he made the second ball on the side, but he made the 1 this time, all the way down corner. He's got that 1 rolling down to the corner. Now, Mark, I wasn't here to commentate the previous matches. Did you notice anything with the break in the previous matches with the second ball going aside or the 1 ball? How did you see that?
No, the balls right behind the 1 is the ones that they primarily try to play, but usually right on day 1, the first couple matches, it's not going in very freely, and then right about this time, these guys start settling in and start making those pretty consistent. I don't know why that changes that dynamic, but that's just the way it's been.
I like taking this all the way to the rail. He can move sideways. So now on a 10-foot table, a lot of people, this is where Jayson's skill is. He kills the balls well. A lot of people go cross rail, and there's a chance that he can kill it or just go back across. He has a choice. He decided to go out and try to get to the open area. Fell a little short there. I think he's got obviously a good chance to make this. I tend to think, I have the rule that on any tough shots, any pro of any caliber, especially at this level, they're the favorites to make them at all times.
Jayson's got so much power in his cue, too, because he'll hardly take a swing, but yet the cue ball has plenty of velocity in there.
It looks like he's going to have to drift this ball forward a little bit because he can't just draw it back. He's got a little, there you go.
So look at that nice shot.
I'm going to tell you something that's going to make you laugh. Do you remember the last rack? 8 in the corner, 9 in the side, 10?
Yep.
He's playing pattern pool again. He's playing the 3 triangle pattern, playing 10 ball. This is fun. Okay, so what do you have for a score here?
It's quickly 3-0 by virtue of Shaw's second break and run out. Upstate Al grinning, looking in. he's liking what he's seeing. This is on the fast break offense is what we got going on.
Yeah, we got Al Leon sitting over here outside the booth. He's laying over top of a balcony. We're 2 floors up looking down. And he likes what he's seeing. And I think, there's a few empty seats, not many. It's early, obviously in the tournament in this Bigfoot challenge. But the seats are steadily getting full. People are coming in really quick. What a great event this is.
It really is. Right before the match, I was down on the floor. Jayson, Shaw, and Shane Van Boning are talking fishing with Appleton. All 3 of them. I couldn't think of anything worse than going out on ice and fishing.
All right, now he lost his cue ball in his first break. He broke in the second rack. Let's see follow the 7 and 6 on the side and watch the 1 ball. Front 3 balls, follow them.
We'll also get a little flash to the break speed here from Paul Nettles. Come up.
You know, he missed the side pocket and surprised he made one all the way down the table.
19.33 on that break.
So a little faster than Jayson. But these players are, what are their average speeds?
Well, they can
Normally
throttle
say if
it way
they're
up. Yeah, no, they can be in the mid-20s pretty easily.
Oh, that high? Okay.
Yeah, but they're purposely throttling down to be real square.
So if you do the math there, they're hitting at 3/4 speed.
Yeah, and that gives them a little greater accuracy. They get more ball action, and they're comfortable. They can repeat that.
So you would say the accuracy is extremely important, breaking on a 10-foot compared to 9-foot, or just pretty much all games?
All games, but accuracy trumps power, because if you glance the pack, all the power doesn't help. You didn't get into the pack. So,
all right, now he's going to have to draw this out. So look for him to go draw it to the rail and come back out to the center of the table. Oh, he was able to kill it. That's nice. Not as much angle.
It was that funny flat angle where you were going to have to really muscle up with a stun draw rather than an effective draw, so he chose to kill it. Now that's a nice shot to go 2 cushions there, because that requires a little better accuracy because of the velocity on the object ball.
Well, he's down 3 games, which is obviously one thing, but you can see that he remains focused, no panic mode. Now he'd like to draw this back a little bit longer. Well, a little shorter than you want to be, but at this point he can choose to stun the ball a little bit and drift back in about a foot farther, or he can force it into the rail and come back out to the center of the table. Looks good, Mark. What do you think?
Good speed. Now he's got that outside angle where he can come one rail across pretty easily.
Well, the one thing he's got to do is reach, right? Yeah. Okay. So, like on a 9-foot table, these guys might just smack against the rail or even go just quick 2 rails into the 3rd rail. This one you got to be a little more delicate, so he's going to hit into the rail and just try to come up between the center of the table and the rail, so about a diamond out from the rail, as so.
And another point is that the bridge is super important on a 10-foot table, and you really get exposed if you're not very good with the bridge because it comes up so much more often.
Well, this guy's played some snooker, so he's used to using a bridge. So I think that's a good point. I think just stay down the ball, hit it flat, and just try to fall a little angle to the 9 aside. Now, by doing this is a decision here. I think he's going to have to go up and down the table. Would you drift this ball with like high right and go 2 rails and come back down and do the cue ball a little farther than where it's at now?
I don't think so. I think you just go 1 rail, just to the end rail, and just let it come back down.
Okay.
Look outside pocket. He didn't really want to be on the rail, but I guess he didn't want to introduce side spin to take that out. So now he's just going to have to rely on being a shot maker. And the quality break and run out there for Al-Shaheen. That's the first of the match for him. Now trails 3-1. Another rule that I didn't mention, but I should because it's liable to come up later on, is that it's all ball fouls.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
That's important because you're stretching your over balls here. Sometimes people forget. We got a referee on the scene here. His name is Dwayne Payne. He does a great job. It's a thankless job, and if you do it well, nobody even knows you were there. It's rack your own, however. This is the first year that I recall this. Rack your own. I thought it was always referee rack, but we use the Outsville racking template.
Chris Renfro. Thank you, Chris.
Yep.
Quite the innovator. Trying really hard, is it?
Yes. Yeah. Good square hit. See, you got a little side spin on there. The 1 ball's drifting into the corner. I found the range. Tough 2 ball. Didn't see this. There it was, 18-27.
All right, well, he made a ball on the side and the 1 ball. So looking down here, he's got 8 balls left on the table. At that point, it's just like playing 9 ball, but now they're allowed to push after the break?
Yes. Yeah.
So he would have to call push. And so he's going to hit this ball into a position where it's a hard shot and then see if the opponent has the option to come in and take the shot or leave it. So he's probably going to try to leave the cue ball on the rail. Is the most common thing that you try to use. Oh, I don't see any way he's going to pass this up here because he can hit it down on the 2 and try to play the 2 and 1 to the right corner and the 3 falling behind it. Tough shot, though.
Tough shot, but you do have you're going to have the cue ball on the end rail with the 3, so you got the backdoor safety. You're going to get separation here should you miss.
I think Jayson made a mistake there. I really think he should have tried to freeze the ball on the rail.
Well, not that. I don't think he should push out to a shot where it leads right to the 3.
That, too. Good point.
Great shot. Great shot. The pace that he played it with that made it comfortable to pocket the ball was not conducive to perfect position, but he stayed real smooth with his cueing action there.
Well, now he's got to try to tie or not so much tie balls up, but he's got to try to utilize balls on his safety. So he wants to, when you do that, you want to try to leave distance if you can, the first thing, and try to put either object balls out of play where they can't make a shot or hide a ball. So at this point here, he's got to try to thin the 3 and send a cue ball back up table. Getting the cue ball behind the 9 is not going to be easy really here because he'll bank the 3 into the 4 and 10. So he's going to have to try to thin it. 2 rails, come short of the 9, come back down to the back rail. Did he get there?
Pretty good job.
When he got to the back rail, he has left Jayson a piece of the ball. Now, as straight as Jayson shoots, I don't know if he plans on going for this bank. I don't see the cut shot in play. What do you think here, Mark?
I would think he goes safety here just because it's such a hyper-aggressive bank shot. You'd have to whack it pretty hard.
He's not going to see if he can see the whole ball. He is thinking about cutting this ball in. Right now he's in a different world, but I don't see him playing it. Let's see what happens here.
He went after the bank. Just because he was kind of had his back against the corner there, he couldn't figure
Wow,
out.
he got fortunate. Can he see the piece of the 3 or not?
I don't know. It's hard to tell on the overhead. Doesn't appear that he has the 3.
Well, if he can't, then he's going to have to make a decision what to do. If he goes into the back rail, his only help is if the cue ball ends up behind the 8. If he kicks at the side rail here, just past the side, he has a few more options of variables that can help him for a safety or even pocketing the 3.
He's calling the ball, and the referee informed me you don't have to call for it. Oh,
I never would have guessed he's kicking this way. How about you?
no. What a nice hit. What a nice hit that was.
He played a variable that figured he had a better chance of playing a safety.
And he played it with inside spin, which means you got to judge head off the slippery table your first match out here, and you're in there 4 games, and you're already reversing balls.
In the outside or inside spin will definitely change the throw of that ball that's coming. You have to be exactly accurate. Now, Jayson here, he's just going to shoot the 3, come back out just to bump it, and get to the 4. Yeah, he's just going to shoot the 4, come 1 rail between go to the back rail, come between the 9 and 10. I don't think he will even hit a second rail, just between them. That's it. I'm looking at maybe the 5 and 7, 5 in the same hole, or 7 in the same hole as the 5 possibly. You'd like to get straight to the 7 if you can. Any issues here now, Mark? What do you think?
Everything's a go for Jayson Shaw.
This is the slowest I've seen him get for 1 ball in a week here, so he's really looking this over.
The 10-footer definitely will slow you down a little bit. You got to pay attention.
I definitely agree. That's a good point. So he's going to come out. I think he's going to use the second rail here. He'd like to fall straight, and that's not bad either. Tough decision here. He's got to look and see if he wants to whack it into the back rail and come back out, or slow it. I'd go to the back rail here. Oh, he hit that ball with inside.
Super confidence.
All right, so he's going to shoot the 9 and come 2 rails over and play the 10 in the same hole.
9,000 balls in a week or 5 days or whatever you said it was, but it just adds to your comfort level of shooting every ball, and you've already missed so many times in that time. You're not afraid of missing, and the soreness that you described from doing that, just think, I mean, you have to even be just sore from racking. Yeah. No, I'm just saying,
yeah,
right?
Yes. I've racked all the balls for him except for just a little bit of time. And they are, you know, when there was a time where I had to take a little break or something, you know, and that kind of thing. But there was only I think there was like one break, you know, when he hit that 714, and that was it. He really was really focused. I don't have the ball count. I was just guessing, but my IT team was going across all the videos, and we'll have all the stats available soon.
4-1 is our score. Al-Shaheen set the break. And Jayson Shaw's soreness from exerting himself that way is kind of like a work hangover. And you just get smoother and freer and more comfortable. And Mike Massey used to call it pool marathoning. Well, there he lodged up the power, but he also got quite a bit of hop on the cue ball.
Yeah, it looked like he left some distance between the tip of the ball and the cue ball to try to get it to elevate in the air a little bit to kill it. He did make the second ball, and his speed has gone up. In his last speed, that was 22.53. What was it before?
19, I think.
Oh, wow. Now he really went after that one. And you're saying their top speed gear is around 24 to 25, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I haven't timed their top speed. I just know from doing it over the years that a good pro will be in the mid-20s, a really elite pro, David Howard and Bustamante, they'd be up to 30. And, you know, all different radar guns are calibrated slightly different. This is the noise, and it's tweaked to a very high success rate, or it's better than what it's ever been in the past. And so Paul Nettle is really proud of this. And I have an email that I have not read that has some of the details, but I will give it to the audience as we move forward this week. Long, tough get here on the one. Hit the heart of the pocket. Gotta love it. Oh, interesting. Okay,
now, even if you could throw this ball, you got to be able to reach it, and that's the thing. So if he hits it from the side, he's going to roll the cue ball behind the 8. He's going to thin the 2 and go behind the 8. If he can freeze it, he went 2 rails and almost froze it. He did leave the side rail here.
Fantastic shot.
Well, sure. That you know, a good safety is really a game-winning shot sometimes. Now, what he's looking to do is to hit the 2 and make contact. Not so much making the 2 is to try to separate the 2 in the cue ball after contact as far as can. Like maybe like hit the bottom of the 2 and send the cue ball back to the back rail and send the 2 down by the 6. That would be the ideal thing. Well, he kind of hit it in the middle, so he's not going to leave a full-length thing. But well, here's the rule that you just mentioned about jumping. This comes into play now, Mark, that, you know, he's got to be able to use his full-length cue in order to jump.
Well, I can't even.
No, I thought that the rule was...
It is, yeah. He has to use his playing cue, so Jayson mistakenly grabbed his break cue.
He went to his break cue and to jump, and he was told by the referee he cannot use that. You're only allowed to use your break cue on the opening break shot only, is what you're saying, Mark. Is that correct?
I suppose you could play straight-in balls with it. If you weren't jumping, I suppose you could do that. But
well, I don't know why we want to, but that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I guess there could be a time where.
Let's see if he gets a roll here, and no, he has left him a shot. And I'm looking for Omar maybe to complete this rack and get back on the board. So he's going to shoot this 2. I think he's going to go to the side here. Just spin it with a tip it inside, go to the center rail, and come back out to the center of the table about where the 2 ball's at now, just short of that. Shoot the 3 ball on the side. In the corner next. There you go. Very good shot. Tremendous speed. Now, one thing you got to watch, I think, Mark, is to be elevated over balls on tables that's this big.
Yes, you do. And pockets that are snug.
Yeah, in smaller pockets, yeah.
There's also all ball fouls, too, to be mindful of.
Great shot. Didn't bother him any. This is a little tricky here now. He's got to be careful. He's going to draw the cue ball into the rail, short of the 9, come back out to center of the table.
And if you hit this a little heavy, it's easy to chunk into the 9 here.
Yeah, he wants to miss the 9 ball here. That's a key thing. Come out to the middle of the table.
Very clean strike there.
Very nice. Yes, I agree. Well, it's in the driver's seat now, so a little bit of an angle here. I think he's just going to draw it back to short of the center of the table here, about a foot short. That's a little more than I thought he would do. Now, what would you do here, Mark? Do you
He's
try? Do
pretty
you try? Do you
straight.
try to hold angle to the short pocket here?
I think he just follows ahead and plays it long position, long corner. I don't think he's going to try to muscle up. Here.
Getting straight won't be bad, and if he does roll to the back rail and get straight,
Okay.
and he hung to 7. Looked like he lifted up a little bit.
May have, and as an interesting byproduct on that 9-foot table, do you know that doesn't even rattle? It just goes on in.
Pocket size here, 4 1/8.
4.5.
4.5. Okay.
Yeah. But trust me, that's plenty snug on a 10-foot table.
Right. Well, pool ball's 2 1/4. That's half the size.
Yeah.
All right. Well, looks like another game down for Jayson, which will make the score
5-1.
5-1, and a race to 11.
And one of the problems, that was really one of Al-Shaheen's unforced error losses. Most of the other games, Jayson's been playing great. He broke and ran a couple. Al-Shaheen broke dry, and Jayson got out. So you really can't fault that. But that one, that hurts. There's a look at the rack track. Jayson opened up with 3 consecutive wins. Al-Shaheen won, and then 2 more consecutive for Shaw.
Well, the big thing now, besides having an early 4-game lead, as I said, getting out early would be really important to dictate the table, the pace of it. Now Jayson's breaking again, and his break has been good. He got tied up once, but he's been making the second ball on the side. So I'm predicting, if he follows through, is what has happened for him to break and look for the 7 to go into the side pocket, the 1 to come past the side pocket and have a shot in it in the bottom left corner, unless he makes the 1 in the corner. So follow the 7 and the 1, guys.
And Bobby means to Jayson's left side. The cue ball got away.
Here. Yes, it did.
The 1 did find the far corner pocket to Jayson's left side, so you were right about that.
So all balls stay down on a scratch.
Except the 10.
Except the 10. Okay, yeah, good point. Of course. So he took a lot off there. 16.82 was his mile per hour speed. So his previous one was 18 and change. So he took a little off, and he would do that for control, I would say, Mark, and he happened to still lose the cue ball,
Right.
which would be surprising.
Right.
And to me, it didn't look like something bumped in it. It looked like it just went straight into the side.
No, it did, yeah. So he just slightly mishit the cue ball.
Yeah, I mean, you could just be off a super just fraction.
It doesn't take much.
I can tell you one thing about speed. This guy here, he doesn't take any time here. He's down in the match, and he's picked his speed up for sure on playing.
A 40-second shot clock, which will not be a factor for Al-Shaheen.
Does the 8 ball pass by?
It does.
It goes by the 9?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got to draw the cue ball to the back rail and side rail and try to get straight into bring it past the side. Almost not far from where he's at now, but about a foot short of that is what the angles look like going across the diamond system. And try to fall semi-short of the 8, so he should be a little shorter than where it started out at, so. But that left English carried a little long, but I think he's okay. I think he'll just slow roll this and come out to the center of the table. Unless he's not really confident, he'll go to the second rail. Well, he hit that confident, so.
Yeah, he's really good at stretch.
Boy, that is a big table.
Yeah.
Now, if you notice, he does have an extension on it. Oh, he doesn't have an extension on his cue. Usually he plays with one. Now, Jayson's cue is 68 inches long with the extension on his cue. 66, I'm sorry. So he can make it 66, or he has a different extension to make it 68. For your standard cue, in today's world, it's 58, and growing up there was 57.
Mm-hmm.
Or 57 and a half. What did you have going?
57 originally, and then 58, and then in most of my life, 61.
Yeah, I would think that you're super tall. You must have been a basketball player, but I know you would use a longer cue. I figure as tall as you are.
I was never clued into it till I was getting coaching from Sailor Racine, and he said he built me a cue that fits me, and I didn't know anything about it, nor could I afford a cue. Didn't order a cue, but anyway, he built me one, and that was 61, and I played 61 ever since. And even at that, I'm off the back end of the cue quite a bit, Bobby.
So you like holding the cue in the back? Did you?
No, just to be vertical with my hand, even at 61-inch cue, and I'm tall, and so
Yeah.
even the wrap is sometimes meaningless.
Well, he broke better. Let's see what happens here. I mean, but he let it off though. We're gonna, Pat is gonna give us the mile-per-hour speed here in a second and see how fast that this break has happened. This is really good technology here that they can tell you this. And let's see where the balls go. Foul to 6 and 7 in the cue ball. 6 went in, and
No, the 6
rimmed. No,
yeah.
it went in and came out. It just
Yeah.
didn't fall off the edge. And he's left Jayson a shot. Now Jason's going to have to put a little draw on this ball. Here it is, 23.34. We just got the stats from Pat. Thank you, Pat. And that is, he increased it almost another mile per hour. Actually, it was a mile per hour. Well, what do you think about this layout, Mark?
Well, I'm sure Jayson likes it. So Jayson just wants to shoot. If he has an open look at the pocket, he's all about it, and nothing seems to bother him.
So would you think he's one of the more aggressive players that are out here playing these events? That you see these players play every week, so you would call him one of the more aggressive players?
I always a fearless shot maker. He just goes after it, and his success rate is just uncanny. And I oftentimes say there's no such thing really as natural ability, and it demeans anyone's success if you say natural ability. And just like what you were saying, last week he pocketed 9,000 balls, so clearly there's work involved. But if anybody does have natural ability, I think Filler and Shaw would be the ones I would say portray that. There he tried to power up and draw with inside, rattled the pocket. Tricky little shot here as he thin cuts the 2 ball and then has to deal with the 10 and the 9.
Yeah, he's got to get the cue ball out of the way from hitting anything. Boy, he hit this really good. He'd like to get this ball to bounce off the rail and not quite get straight. I mean, perfect. I mean, that's like ball in hand. He hit it so good. The way he shot that is like he was going to play the 6 on the side next. It's pretty close. No trouble for him.
Now it looks like he fell a little straight, so he can just stop the cue ball, back it up 6 inches. No, he's going forward. So he has more of an angle than I thought. Five years ago, Al-Shaheen came here. I hadn't seen him much before. He just tackled everybody right in front of him, played to everybody, and clearly it was evident that he was destined to be a great player. Now he's in the top 16 here at the Bigfoot. That takes some doing, and you can see why. Waste no time gathering up these balls.
Al-Shaheen battling back 5-3. Jayson Shaw.
I always wonder when a guy comes from Kuwait, say, for instance, and we've never had a Kuwaiti player to my knowledge, or if we have, been very few, certainly none that make deep impacts, How does this guy get so good, But I think
well, I don't know. I had heard that he played snooker. I mean, they just put the stats up. Jayson's shooting a 922 right now. I mean, wow, over 900 on a 10-foot table.
No, it's incredible.
How are you going to stop these players from doing that? Are you going to start going to 12-foot or 20, 25-foot? I mean, this table is huge. And it really makes these players bring all their ability and shot making. This really makes the cream of the crop come out, I think, with something this big. What a great idea this is.
Well, it spells out exactly why this is my favorite tournament to observe.
Okay, watch the 6 or 7 on the side. Now, the 7 on the side, does he get a shot on the 1?
Look how good his cue ball control was.
Well, the 1 went down, but guess what? He's good. He got a shot on the 2 now. The only problem I see is if the 8 passes the 9, it does look like it does, but I can't tell. 18.69. So Jayson's breaking about the same speed now. He's right there.
And look how he squared up to that. I mean, the cue ball just stopped right there.
You know, he's got to look at the 8 and 9, and he did take a look at it. Now he's back again, so he doesn't know if it goes or not. So he can decide if he wants to tap that 8 now or just go across with a cue ball for the 3. By this meeting here now, he had the ability to take that chance to tap the 8. I think it goes.
Okay, well, I don't think he should go after the 8 in that previous shot, because if he hits underneath it at all, he would want
to hit the top of it.
I understand, but it was a long ways, and that's why he wouldn't have gone after that. He'd rather play underneath the 8 later on and not try to dislodge it and play it to the side.
Well, you know, I never thought he would that tapping the right side of balls, as most players don't know. I mean, unless he plays straight pool, and I would think that he didn't know how to do that. But obviously, we've been proven wrong here this last week. Okay,
we shall not say that anymore. So now, based on where he got here, I think the 8, yeah, he's looking at the side pocket. This is a delicate little shot. He's got just a hint the wrong angle here. The side pocket ear can get in the way. He can rattle the ball trying to cheat the pocket with the 6 here. Smooth it in there. Look at that speed. Oh, great shot here, Bobby. Now we're going to get to see another little tester.
Okay, so I'm guessing maybe it just didn't go, so he decided to come underneath it.
Right. Now he needs to move the chair a little bit. Yeah, I don't like that part of this arena. We need just a little bit bigger place. Oh, fantastic shot. He makes it look so easy, like that was just automatic, and it certainly wasn't. It was everything but automatic.
There it is again. Okay, he doesn't want to be on the rail, but, you know, I think it'd be okay. But obviously he'd like to be off the rail. He will spend, with as fast as he shoots, he might spend an extra half a second.
God, I love watching these Eagle Eye. I mean, it's so much fun. He plays with so much confidence and everything that I always lacked. I always shoot my balls with trepidation, doubt, scared, hope. And he's down here like, how would you miss this? Which it really gives everybody a little insight into the approach. You want to be, you know, confident, and confidence, what does that mean? It means, you know, making your mind up and then sticking to the plan, not trying to alter your shot mid-shot. And that was his 3rd break and run out of the set. That's a pretty big number already this early in the match. Almost, well, I've broadcast a lot of these. It's rare that you ever see someone break and run out 3 times in a race to 11 on this table and lose. Rare. Gorst broke and ran 5. I've seen a couple other times where players broke and ran 5. I've never seen anyone lose that broke and ran 5. I guess it could happen.
Well, yeah. Now, he's got to bank this one ball. Look at the difference in where, look across the table. Oh, he took a lot off, 15.63. See this angle here, if you line the ball up across and measure how far from the diamonds, this is a middle speed shot. It's almost dead cross side. So he'll just hold the cue ball right there at that rail and bank it cross side. Wow. I'm shocked that he missed it. Now, is there any early 10 balls?
Oh yeah.
So,
it plays like 9-ball. You just can't make it on the break. After that, if you would happen to knock it,
he's not going to shoot it. He would like to just make this one ball in. He's scrutinizing his shot. So if the Eagle Eyes sees a gap there, he's shooting. If not, then he's got to make a decision. The only other decision I see, unless you see some different mark, is a safety. Yeah,
he doesn't want to turn over the table on unforced error, despite leading 6-3. He knows Al-Shaheen. You got to respect him. He can win from anywhere. He's going after this.
Wow!
Look at that shot.
Was there even a pocket there? What a treat that everybody's getting to see here.
Good speed.
Well, you know, he played all week on corner pockets at 4.9 inch, and now he's at 4.5. I guess it's not a whole lot of difference.
You factored out the 35% more difficulty on the 10-foot table versus 9-foot table.
Is that how much it is? Yeah.
Yeah. because you're
Well-
adding, it's 25% larger. However, it's the hardest 25%, so it's probably 35% more difficult. Anyone that tells you that's not true does not own a 5x10. I own a 5x10.
Well, I don't. So
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to everything you say.
No, people tell like one time I was doing a broadcast and the guy says, straight pool's a lot easier on 5x10. I'm like, okay, well I've had one since 1980. Now explain this again.
Well, my theory is this. I mean, a 10-foot's too big and an 8-foot's too small. So you'll have more clusters on the smaller the table. So the 9-foot is the right size for straight pool.
That's what I grew up on.
It's much harder on an 8-foot and it's much harder on a 10-foot. Well, I mean, what can you say here? He's just going to pinch this ball back, play the 10 on the other corner pocket, just bring it back about a foot. There you go. And what happened here? We barely even had a conversation. He ran out another rack.
Eagle Eye does not waste time. He has a dinner appointment at Binion Steakhouse, and he's got to get there. 9:42, Bobby. That's all he's doing.
9:42. I'm anxious to see what his break speed's going to be. We don't get the luxury of seeing ever the break speed. This is new to me. This is great. Now, not only with a lead, I mean, he's been breaking the balls pretty good. Does he stay around the 18.5 range again? Does he let a little off and control the cue ball, or does he get aggressive and hit it another mile per hour? So 18.54 was his last one. So let's see where he's at here.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to change the speed. And I think the speed will slightly vary just because you can't govern it that close. But it's
7-3, a 9:42. Wow, that is out there.
4 errors, been pocketing 65 balls. Al-Shaheen, 33 balls and 6 errors.
I don't think that Al-Shaheen's playing bad at 8:46 on a 10-foot
Not
table.
at all. No, 820 is world class or pro level, so he's above pro level.
What's 9:42? A different universe?
Yeah, different galaxy.
Okay, well, let's see what happens if he hits it. If he takes a little off or hits it harder, and we're going to let you all know here the speed. Okay, we're looking for a stat here. Well, there goes the 3 ball. Here goes the 5 ball.
Shot on the 1. We're not playing a 3-point rule, which most of us detest. So there it is.
Okay, 18.54, 18.61. Thank you for that, guys. Great work at getting that radar gun on there. So he hit about the same. But the difference now, though, is that he's knocked 2 balls off the table instead of 1. Be careful of this 8 ball. Ooh.
Things are rolling along if he got that shot. I don't know if he did. It's not easy for a left-hander to play this, Bobby.
No, he's going to have to grab the rest.
Oh, it's awkward as could be.
We call it bridge. They call it rest. And this is not a good ball to have to kick at.
He may have to go right-handed.
He does shoot right-handed, believe it or not, and pretty good. But if he's going to shoot right-handed, he's going to have to do something with the cue ball.
Okay.
All right, now
he's saying it doesn't go now if he's laying up to kick.
Yeah, he can't spin it. So I think he's wanting to do is bank the 2. You got enough to bank it, send the cue ball over about between the 9 and the 10. That's not going to be quite far enough. He's left a safety if he's left an edge. Can he see this 2-ball edge where he can go 1 rail behind the 9?
Yeah, it takes a good shot.
The cue ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if he gets full 9's coverage, he's going to have Jayson in a bad spot here.
Oh, he can see a lot of it. I didn't think he could even see that much. And what a good job there with the cue ball, trying to get it right up on the 9.
The 10-ball covers. So he's got to decide if he's going to come 2 rails off the back rail, short rail, or 1 rail. I would go to a side rail where the 8 and hit between 8 and 10. I wouldn't go 2 rails backwards. I would just take that right here and just try to make some separation. Look, 6 ball could come into play here too, so watch out. Ooh, he almost kicked it in.
Now, some of the kicks and the speeds and the comfort level and the confidence only emanates from 9,000 balls last week. You just cannot account for how much feel, touch, familiarity of hitting the balls, impacting your tip, your own cue response, to be able to hit those confidently. Got to warp it in there short, over-warped it, too much backspin. There's a foul.
I wish I knew the stat of how many balls it was. I just don't have that in front of me. It was a lot.
Well, we know it was a lot. I watched a lot of it. So
well, I mean, he ran 11 racks and then missed a break shot. Then he followed up with 51 behind it. So he ran 868 balls in 2 innings. So that's basically 900. So we're talking about 9,000. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You can tell by, he'll show you his fingers for sure. I mean, they definitely are wore out.
Well, it doesn't look any worse for wear today.
I was predicting maybe he might struggle a little bit from being tired, but we have not seen that. This right now,
No.
he's batting the highest average so far of any match that's been here right today.
Well, he's never played better.
Well, and you said he's won it 3 times, correct?
Yep.
Or twice or 3 times?
3 times. He's the only 3-time winner of this event.
Well, look out, folks, because he's shooting for his 4th.
Yeah, there might be somebody that comes here nearly as prepared, but there will not be anybody here that's more prepared.
Yeah, and he had told me he wanted to, really try to play as much as he could to get warmed up coming in here. He wanted to prove a point. As I had said to you, players' plays come in streaks. And when you're talking about all these great players, it's hard to win multiple things in a row. This is the biggest role I've seen a player on that I can recall in recent years.
Yeah, right.
We're going to take a little small break here. We're staying here. Very nice template rack out there. Makes it easier for the players. So this is you explain something. Make sure you explain it again because I want to hear it. Now, usually you would rack the balls, the 1 in the front, 2 and 3 on the corners, but now they have to rack them randomly because I've seen a 3 on the corner, but you can't have a 2 and 3 on the corner. Is that what you're saying?
No, they're supposed to be random, and the players didn't attend the player meeting, so they still think that it's call shot, and they still think that it's 2 and 3 on corners. So, but I guess as the match is worn on, they're no longer doing that because now we have the 5 and the 3.
Or is it just a 2 not on the corner or 2 and 3?
No, the 2 and the 3.
Okay, because the 3's there, but it would be more of an advantage to have the 2 on the corner because it's the next ball after the 1.
That they were kind of using a pattern that they could find.
I'm anxious to see this break speed. Does he hit it near 20 or does he go over 20? I think it should be close to 20, right?
I'd say 19.
Okay, I'm going with 20. You're going with 19. Okay, I've just never seen that stat before. I'm amazed. So hopefully we get that stat again.
Oh,
okay,
you're right.
20 and a half, 20.5. Wow, I mean, such accuracy. Great stats, guys. Appreciate that. So that is a neat tool to see. It really can tell you how a player is trying to dig in and find a rhythm of breaking the balls. Now here it looks like he can see an edge of this ball. I don't like the chance of trying to cut this ball all the way down the rail. I like trying to play just bounce the 1 ball out to the center and get the cue ball behind the 2. And if he doesn't cover, the 9 and the 10 will block the 1 ball, or try to get the cue ball behind the 5 here and go for the full throat. In other words, safety, or even back behind the 7 if you can get far enough. But the 5 would work if you can get there.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, and the 8 ball is down there, making it where he can't get there. I think he's going to kick 2 rails at this one. What do you think?
You got 2 cushions underneath. Try to send the 1 down by the 7. Maybe just 1 rail off that. Got into it.
Wow, he almost got behind the 8. Watch out behind off the 7. Okay, he's left a shot.
But he made it
not a good one though. This is 10 foot, fellas, guys and gals. This isn't 9 foot. So.
And you're hitting the 5. You don't know, but it feels like you're going to hit the 5 if you pocket the 1.
Well, yeah, I mean, how do you just roll this ball in? I mean, you don't have a choice. You can't really draw it. So he's going to have to hit into the 5 and actually hit another rail to come back out to get a shot in the 2.
Great shot.
He hit underneath that. That was a tremendous shot. The cue ball went, above it. I'm sorry, went above the 5. This is a delicate decision, at 8-3 here.
It's a tough bank, but he finished deep in the banks. And here's the other thing. If you play safe, do you think you're going to come out with a better shot than this later? Probably not. And you don't really want to mouse around with someone that's pocketing balls like Jayson Shaw. So if you get a shot, you almost have to go for it because the safety doesn't win the game.
I like the stiff bank here. He just banked one in. Just stiff it, get the cue ball to slide, maybe 6 inches to a foot left of where the 3 ball is now with the same angle so you can get to the 5.
Great
just
shot.
as so, yeah. And
Great
he's
shot.
produced, you know, the angle. That ain't the best angle, but I don't know if he can draw back one rail in front of the 7, bounce to the 5, or he has to go forward. I think he may have to go forward and miss the 8 here.
Another good shot here. Every
Yeah,
shot.
I agree. That was a good shot.
The opening shot with the 1 where he had to elevate and just slightly graze the 5, then the bank on the 2, then the bank on the 3, then this shot, power topspin. This would really help if he could capture this rack from here.
He just wants to make sure when he cuts it in, hold the cue. Not bad. Yeah, it seems like they play a lot of center table shots on this table. They play, you know, because they have to because of the length of the table. Do you see that? That they want to try to get to a big open area as much as possible, especially where they got to put where they can reach it.
This is laying just that little funny. 2 rails is tough, or 2 rails is tough, and that's the problem.
It did scratch. I knew it was close.
It was an odd angle, and he was trying to get just past it. Now Shaw comes to the table, ball in hand, 3 balls, open layout.
Jayson Shaw, hottest player on earth right now, and it's probably going to run out in about 8 seconds. Funny angle here. I mean, he can just stiff it and roll forward and shoot the 10 up. He can draw it back. I like just barely roll it forward myself. Or how about a whole lot forward? Kind of a little wide angle. Looks like a straight pull break. Sorry to say that. I apologize, but it does look like one. He knows this angle really well. Wiped his feet slightly, but he's good. Okay. This makes the score. What is this now?
9-3.
Oh, look at the stat here. Oh, they just put up great. That's he's shooting a 940. Now you said Fedor shot. What was it? 9.
I could look it up. I think it was 932 for his man. I copied it down just because it was a remarkable figure. So let me just take a look.
Yeah, do y'all have the stat there? You can tell us.
Oh, I put it over here. 950.
It
was either 949 or 950. It was
Okay.
948 before he pocketed the last ball. So
I don't know if he can raise his percentage up that high in the final 2 games, but
pretty tough. It's a lot easier going the other direction, Bobby.
I don't. I mean, a great mathematician, but I add everything by 14. I'm sorry. I'm brainwashed, you know.
If you do it with 10s too.
Mark, you're going to have to teach me some more rotation. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. Okay. Let's see if he's around at 18.5 again. Hopefully we get that stat. I think we will. Looked like he let off a little bit. 6 short of the side, 1 ball short. Does he get a roll? He does not, and he leaves an open shot. Tough one, but open one. I would say that would have been a below 18 for speed. Let's see if we can get that stat up. Okay, as I said, another mile per hour less, 17.40. At this point, I think you just got to start shooting. What choice do you have? You said he won a bank shot championship sometime?
He either finished first or second. I'm forgetting.
I can see why.
Yeah, no. Second place was the last time we had the Derby, I believe.
Great shot. Now look at his pace here. He knows he's down. He's got it. He's desperate. He's got to find some momentum. Now what I noticed here, that's the 3rd shot in a row he hasn't chalked the stick. He finally did. He really just wanted to get it going here.
Nice shot, nice recovery from a less than ideal position. Now, if the 8 goes by the 9, which it must, because he's not even checking on it further, so then the rest of the rack plays pretty routine. 2 cushions now, a little top, a little high right. End rail, side rail, and at the 8. I want to send a shout out to my good friend back in St. Louis, Alan Oliver, tuned in, along with Isabel Lorette, who is no longer of sound mind, but in the care of Alan Oliver.
Oh, okay. I want to say hello to all the people of my crew of the Legends of Pocket Billiards, if you don't mind. Jayson Scott, Deion Chapman, Chris Wilburn, Scott Wilburn, and Lou Figueroa, that person that you know.
Quite well.
Yeah. Now, what city are you from?
Well, I say St. Louis, but the actual town is Prairie Town.
Okay.
It's a little Illinois rural town, 100 people. I wanted to move somewhere where I'd be the best player in town.
Oh,
So if I have to go smaller, I will. But right now we're looking good.
that's funny.
And I'm on the younger half of the people there. It's lifers in this place.
Oh.
And we're still the outsiders after 21 years or 22 years. Not totally accepted just yet.
Okay, well, let's see here. So he went through and ran out really fast, so he won another game.
A couple nice bank shots in there, too.
Can we pull up a stat here, guys? Is the stats changed at all? Let's watch this break. Is he going to go around 20, or is he going to go harder this time? I'd say he goes harder. No, that's probably all right.
Is that 860 for
Yeah,
Al-Shaheen?
he's up to an 860. He's made 2 balls and a break.
And a shot.
And just under 20, so he let off a little bit. A tremendous stat, thanks, guys. So 19.65. He's not taking much time here. He's decided I've got to build a rhythm to win this game. Zigzag to cue ball 2 rails, try to get straight to the 4, or just long would be better. Just slightly long, that's good. Mark, do you see any trouble?
Well, he's straight in here, and he's not going to want to draw, so he's just going to have to play from a longer range. No, he did want to draw, and he was able to dig down and get it at 1 rail. So.
Well, I tell you what, he's shot some great shots, but I think that really was the shot that he needed so far this match. Here, look at him stretch. He is struggling to get across the table, folks. This is a huge table. And hit the ball with draw and get to the rail, that's pretty good. I mean, I guess most people just would try to stiff that. Not try to too much whenever you have a hard shot like using a bridge, you know. He's got to come all the way up and down and try to get to the 8 ball on the side here. Hit it great. A little long, but he's going to be okay unless he gets elevated over to 10. Looks good to me, Mark. Roll to the back rail and come up and down, and how much more do you do? Ooh,
trouble.
Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball.
Yeah, he hates it.
And there was nothing he needed to do there.
Well, he got long, and then, now he dug in just a little bit more. So, yeah, well, the pressure of 9-4 behind, got to make something happen. And it doesn't help.
I think that was the nail in the coffin error, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he came with a shot, 2 shots in a row that were fantastic, and got really good on the 8. He didn't even need to go to the back rail, but it was comfortable. But he was trying to spin the ball 2 rails, and he caught the corner. 941. So if Jayson can break and run out here, he can get his percentage up a little bit. I don't think he can get to 950. But still, I think he's played a almost flawless match, beside a scratch in the side.
Yeah.
1 safety error. And the score is it 10-4?
Yes.
Okay. And you predicted 11-5 or you had said 11-5 2 matches in a row. You're right in that same area again. You know. Okay, let's see. He's been see if he's breaking around that mid-18. Seems somewhere in that range. I'm sure we'll get the stat. Watch the 3 ball go around the table, and it did not go in.
Yeah, he missed the head ball a little bit there as the cue ball dunked over towards the side.
Well, he's come up dry. Jayson can break 18.77 for the break speed. So he's been around at 18.4 to 18.7, 5 racks in a row. I love that stat. I mean, it's not. I've never seen that before.
Well, the fact that it's tweaked now, so that actually it used to be the break speed app didn't work that well, but now it's much more sophisticated and calibrated, so we're getting much more consistent readings. I'm not even sure if he has a shot on the 2, does he? Yes, he does.
Well, The 6 is something may come in. 6 is tight to the 7. The 5's extremely tight to the 9. But I think if he can, I don't think he's going to go into it. But he's got to be careful. Or how does he get position on the 4 ball without disturbing a ball?
No, this is tricky.
Does he go 2 rails between the 4 and 5 for position, or go into it? Okay, he went into it. And he waved at Jayson, saying, "Sorry, I got position, and I didn't try that." I've never understood that, but
Yes, we won't try to logic that one out. It makes no sense, but nevertheless, it's I guess, a gesture of politeness.
okay.
Sorry that I did this, but I'm taking it anyway.
Well, I think that was an intentional save. I don't think he missed it.
No, he was trying to play safe, but it was a bit casual. And now Eagle Eye comes to the table, wide open layout.
Well, the 6 is tough. This could very well be a possibility that Omar has shot his last shot in this match too. Now Jayson does have a tremendously hard run out here to get from the 5 to the 6, but he's got to shoot this 4 ball here, and he's going to have to smack the cue ball into the side rail and get back out a little farther than center, more toward the other rail here.
Like a bullet goes in there. Look how
he
hard
wants
he
to
had
fall
hit that.
straight. He's found a tough angle here, so he's going to have to hit this ball with bottom right, make the 5, draw into the 9, come back 1 rail to get to the 6. So he's going to put a little spin on this here for sure.
Going into the 9.
Yeah, and then come backwards, withdraw, and come 1 rail backward, like you see where his tip chalk's laying on the table where the second diamond is.
Let me just add that when you hit with this power, and if you hit a fraction off the pocket, you can scratch off the 9 in the corner too. It depends on how that ball enters.
Well,
how
maybe
thick you hit.
Maybe
that.
he can't quite draw it. He's looking at it.
Exactly.
I thought that he could. Good point, Mark. I thought he would force this in with some draw. He's looking. I'm trying to see what he's going to do. He played safe to try to elevate.
That's how hard it was.
Yes, that was a good point you made. I like that. I couldn't see the angle. I apologize. From where I'm at, but at least he left him the distance, so he's looking to either thin this ball or kick behind it. Look like he's going to thin it and get the cue behind the 6 and 7, and have everything lined up at the second diamond all the way across, the cue ball and the 5 included. He missed the ball. Did he get a rail?
Got a rail now.
You notice how he didn't wave the gesture to him. Like, oh, sorry this time. You're on the hill, so I'm not going to give you that free gesture anymore. Jayson's queuing up like he can hit this ball and make it. He plays shape for the side pocket or the corner?
I think he was playing for the side, but it got away from him just a hair. It looks like he has the corner.
I'm not sure he does he? Okay. If he does, he's going to bump the 7 and play the 7. There you go. We know he's good at bumping balls this week for sure. No movement in the cue ball, maybe 2 inches after that. Forward, perfect. Send the cue ball to the back rail. Just don't get straight. Yourself a little angle. Well, you know what they say about the fat lady, Mark, 2 rails with a cue ball. 1 rail, okay. I don't think there's any concessions here. You make the player shoot out, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And here we go.
Really, Jayson played fantastic. He had 3 breaking runouts, but also twice he won games with ball in hand with just 2 or 3 balls on the table, and that is devastating to overcome when the guy doesn't miss. Even that last runout you said was a hard runout.
Jayson Eagle Eye, the 14.1 king, has just won 11 games to 4, correct?
Yeah.
And did we have a stat on his final percentage?
Yeah, it's up here in the corner. I can't read it. Is it
So he raised up.
940.
946. We just got word. So he was at 941. So that last game gave him 5. So he's just behind Federer, which you said shot a 950, correct?
Right.
Because he had 5 break-in runouts from the break. Federer did.
Yes.
Federer Gorst. Okay. Tremendous. A 946 on a 10-foot table. He wins 11-4 to advance. Tremendous match.
There's our final stats right there. 11 errors for Al-Shaheen while pocketing 59 balls. Shaw, 87 balls pocketed, 5 errors. That's miraculous. And that one shot where he got funny and he didn't want to draw off the 9 ball and he played a stick stop safety where you're on top of the 9. That's a tool that when I first met Shaw, that wasn't even he'd just go ahead and muscle up and just give you that game if he doesn't get out, and just overpower you with offense. But now playing
he showed some smartness there.
Well, and that used to work until he got to the likes of Van Boning and Chang, J.L. Chang.
Right.
And now he's got to add another tool here, and that's